Good day. This is Jim. Sawlogs Plastic Hubs is my shop name. My channel name is Jim Deadman. Welcome to my machining videos that I'm putting out on YouTube for your pleasure, entertainment, and some education. Today's video will be whatever that the title of the video is that I'm working on. It's just a new kind of introduction that I'm going to put out there. A little bit about myself that maybe hasn't been put out in my other videos, just for general information for you guys. I'm a retired employee who worked in the machining area of Eaton Corporation for 40 years. So a lot of my time there was spent, about half of it was spent with CNC lathes, which I'm intimately familiar with. My early career, for about 3 years, I apprenticed in a local machine shop, and that's where I learned some of the basic skills that I use today. So my shop is something that I just work on projects, things I want to do here at home. So I hope you enjoy these videos. There's a lot of them I already have shot. We'll keep shooting more for you. There's things that you can do in your own home shop with minimal expertise, I'm going to say sometimes. I do take on some difficult little projects from time to time that's involved. Some of the things I do, I will be honest, it's probably more trouble than worth, but like I'm fond of saying, I'm retired and got more time than I have money sometimes. And that was part of the goal of setting this shop up, is to keep myself busy in my retirement. Because after spending so many years in a heavy overtime environment that I work for Eaton, this is a relaxation. I can come out and work 3 or 4 hours and walk away. So I try not to take on very many long, big projects for other people. I will if I'm pinched. If somebody asks me to help them out, I'll be glad to. So on today to today's project, whatever it may be. And I hope you enjoy the video and whatever I'm producing today. And like I say, enjoy. And if you like what you see, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And enjoy. Just in case there's a part 2, this is part 2 of this holder build and test. So again, you see, if you've watched part 1, you've seen the intro. I'm just letting you know this is opening of part 2. So I hope you enjoy. Now I'm going to need a layout line to lay out my cutter. Now, you might have heard me say earlier I've already measured the cutter and how much. And that's true. But what I need to do, and it's what I've done, and I'll explain this again, is I've documented the end of the part up to the center line, and we're going to run it up here. We're going to hold our hand on it, lock it, and we're just going to come straight out and scribe this thing. We may go back again. We're just going to put a mark halfway across here. We know this tool's on center. Get one we can really see good. And another little mark, make sure you can see this. So this is going to be milled off. But what this is going to do, there we go. I don't know if you can see that or not, but turn it up there for you. You can see I've got a line, center line milled, marked. And what I'm going to do is we're going to use this to line up to the mill width to cut the main slot for the tool holder. Minus, we're going to offset it the distance of the difference between where the tip is and the top and the face, which is about 25 thousandths. So it's actually got to be about 25 thousandths higher than this line the slot will have to be to get it perfectly on center. I don't watch much of Joe Pye. I don't subscribe, but I do catch him occasionally. He talked a lot about geometry on fly cutters, and that was a big concern before I started this project of trying to get the proper geometry for the fly cutter. So I know this tool's on eyeball center, which is probably pretty close because there's no nub, and then if I mark this here off and mill just to 25 thousandths above it, I'll be really good on center. So now we'll come off of here and start working on mill setups. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I've got a small enough cutter, I've got some wiggle room, which is really good. Now, it looks like I've scribed it, lined it up, and it looks like I'm right on center. So now, I want to go plus 25. So now we know this is 25 thousandths higher than this. No? Well, so this has got to be, if that's 25 thousandths higher, this has got to be negative 25. And so, let's see how that looks. Of course, we got to cut this a good bit, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to say that's going to be what I want right there. Since I've got to go a good bit of depth, it's going to be fine. That's going to be the 0. And I'm going to go ahead and lock my y-axis. And we'll call that 0. And we're going to crank this up about 100 thousandths. Or my cutter should handle that. And we'll feed across there in just a second. So I've got to, I want to set my mixture back up. Here we go, we're making the first cut. Whoa, we're still not. Alright, I'll see what I got to do. Just hold on a second. I have a brain boo-boo and missed it. Here we go. So what I've done is double checked everything, make sure all the centers line up, fixed everything where I want it. So we need to go take us down about a ½ inch. So we got multiple passes. So we're just going to go 100 thousandths. Let this carbide cutter eat. And, you know, there's probably going to be some more milling on the other end to try to maintain somewhat of a balance with this. So, but also we got to have a flat. So what we'll do is once we get this milled out, we'll come back the other direction up at the very end of the part and touch it and mill it to the same thickness as the bottom. Back, we'll check here in a minute. We got to go in here a ½ inch. And this carbide cutter's cutting this 8620 like hot butter. You'll notice it's just going through there just as clean as a whistle. So I'm not going to bore you in milling this slot out till I get to the bottom. Final pass. This is 20 thousandths off the back, and then we're taking right up to the side, so this will get us exactly what we're looking for here. unlock it, and we're going to go backwards, and then we're going to make sure we get dead zero on this other side. You can't see the DRO. I can. I'm sorry. I didn't bring the other camera, and I'm not good on splitting, so you just have to be patient. Alright. Then we're going to, this will give us a 1/2-inch slot down inside of it for the tool to ride in. See how this fits now. It's just a little tight. There it goes. That's what you want right there. Now it's going to be the fit. See, we're going to tighten the screws from the tops, and these have a little play in it, and it fits down in the bottom really good, and nothing wrong with that. Set screws will hold it. See it. When it goes in the machine, it will actually be in somewhat like this, actually. So, right dead on the center line like we figured. Okay. So, all we need to do is, let me see, I feel like I see a step over here on this other side. I'm going to go ahead and while I'm in here clean that step up. This is not that critical for screw fit. Alright, we're drilling these. I got them all figured out and laid out. So what I'm doing here to make it to where I want it more or less is I just done it the old fashioned way, because the way I like to lay stuff out is off the edges sometimes with this, and put a hole pattern in. So, you know, we're going to use 1032s, obviously, you know why. I got plenty. Now, there'll be plenty to hold this. I'm going to put 3 of them in it. And that was the middle hole. So, we're going to drill them. And then we're going to tap them. This is, get this little job wrapped up. Be ready to use this on the next project. And I'm doing this because I've been wanting for the longest time. I've got the material to make me a mini pallet. And so I want to have a fly cutter to face it off with. So. And the fly cutters I got just don't get it, so I'll bring you back. We're going to fire tap this 1032 and make sure we don't break any taps. I don't mind fire tapping even small holes as long as they're through holes. One thing about an Albright type, or this is a Rome type chuck, sometimes they don't work as good as the other. They'll slip a little bit more. I've drilled this. I'm going to tell you the truth. I drilled this thing out. I'm watching it come through. Okay. I drilled these out a little bigger because this is 8620. Standard operating for me, I'll go for a little less thread percentages to make it easier to tap holes, especially where you don't have ultimate strength. The one thing about all bright type chuck like these is you really got to get them tight. And the guys that does power tapping and uses the Jacobs with the keys can really crank them. And I'm a little off here. Okay. There we go. No wonder that don't look, that's what the problem is. Let's see, bet you I'm off because I know that didn't look right. When something don't look right, I always stop and look at it. Word to the wise. Get this good process of tightening that other. The tap moves a little bit. Let me make sure this is good and tight one more time before we start. They supposedly tighten up. Sometimes, like on the tap, they don't, which may be a good thing sometimes. Oh boy, I didn't need that. Well, that means I got a job to do. Okay, it is completed. I had to I'm gonna clean the bottom up, which I haven't yet. There's only one problem, and you've seen it live on camera. I did break a tap. I tried to go in with a carbide mill and pick it to get it out, because it really wasn't all the way in there. But unfortunately, I just couldn't get to it. So I guess I just got to live with 2 screws. It wasn't all the way through. Hopefully the 2 screws will be enough. If it's not, we'll go back and do something else. We'll learn when we try the cutter out. But I wanted to model this cutter somewhat off of a cutter I seen, or somewhat like a Suburban cutter. Plus, I wanted to use these inserts too. So, and set it up the way it would be like a facing tool or turning tool that it would normally work in a lathe. So everything's on center. It should work effectively. We really won't know. We put it in a collet and give it a try. And I need to get this blue off the bottom. The only thing I'm a little bummed about is right there where the, kind of turn it up, and where that tap broke. Now I knowed better. I would have just started the taps and done them all by hand. I don't understand why that tap broke, because when I went and hand tapped the last hole, it was fairly free, and I know evidently I didn't get positions. I should have probably drilled, center drilled, and tapped the holes at one shot. I may have been able to get by with it. A lot of times on 1032, I just don't like the power tap, and I shouldn't have done it. Should have just went ahead and either started them or carried them over to the bench or whatever, just to be safe, because that way these smaller taps, it's kind of tough sometimes. And this is made out of some tough material. So hopefully this will work. We'll give it a try here soon and see how it works, because what the next thing I want to do is lay out my plate that I will use for my mini pallet. And then I want to face it, and that's why I wanted this bigger tool, slower RPM, to face it and steel like I done the blocks a while back. And every one of these I had wasn't happy, and when I got the other tool from Tom, it just thought, man, a left-hand tool would be perfect for this. So that's what we've done, is just got a left-hand tool out and purchased it, because I've got plenty of these inserts. Again, I appreciate you watching the video. And again, this is material I had, so I would not advise somebody else to make it out of 8620, but I can machine it, and I did get a chance to use the mister today, so I'm pretty well pleased. We'll see how probably the next thing I'll do is take a piece of steel or something and put it in and do a test cut on it. And I may do that on this video, maybe, and we'll see how that works. So, with no further ado, I'll sign off, and I hope you enjoy this video. This is the first test of the cutter, and right now, I just loaded it up. Make sure we don't have a lot of vibrations or anything. It's about 170, about 200 RPM approximately. Okay, that's 210. I'm going to be cutting a piece of steel today, and that's about as fast as I want to run with that cutter. So let's get set up. What we're going to do for our test today is this piece of cold roll that I had made those tool blocks out of. So we want to just skim the top of it, so that's what we're going to set up on. I'll get everything set up, I'll bring you right back. I tell you, let me do one thing else just to double check this before we put it into a cut. Make sure, absolutely sure that we've got the screws absolutely tight, just as a safety factor here. Because there again, this is a spinning object, and I've just tightened it with it. Make sure they're good and tight before we start for safety. Okay. Now all we're going to do is, this is more or less a proof of concept, so here we go. Just going to walk up our little cut. I think 210 might be a bit fast. Let's slow it down a little bit to about 150 just to be safe and see what happens here. We're looking at probably at least, I mean, with the carbide that's in this cutter, theoretically, this should be, the 200 something number should be good. I've got the cutter set out there so I can see it touched in of this piece of material. We've got a contact there, and we're going to hand back it off. Turn it off right quick, and we're going to take about 20 thou. We're going to take it in by hand first a little bit, see what happens before we turn the feed rate on. Okay, looks like it's going to cut with no problem. Get her back here. Let's turn this down just a hair. Alright, let's see what happens. We're going to be standing back. Only taking 20 thou, folks, so we're not going to take a real aggressive cut. This is I'm going to be honest, I have not tried this cutter on camera at all. So we're just having a look, see what we got, and see how this is going to look. Make sure we're running the right direction. Yep. Got a little bit of sparks, that tells me I'm just a bit probably fast with my spindle speed than I need to be. Or I could put a little bit of mist coolant on it, which would be good. You can feel the chips all the way back in here behind the camera, by the way. Like I said, we're going to see how this looks. You know, fly cutters, in my opinion, wasn't made to take. I could have chucked a piece of aluminum in here, but my argument is I wanted to see what a piece of steel does. For truing up these blocks like I did, this might be the ideal. So we're going to see how it runs through. Let me just kind of move you around as we go. And there's another view. That's just coming. We're going to let it clear the whole back of the cart. and see what we look like when we get done. Let me tell you something, that camera don't do this justice. This is slick and it's pretty. And that is as good a mill finish as I've ever got on my mill. I took 20 thousandths off. I probably need to run the coolant mixture, my fly cutter, and with it. So coolant mixture will probably need to be ran. But I'm going to call that a success. The only thing that I'm not happy with the fly cutter, I'll turn it around here, see if I can get it turned around with the spindle stop, is where that tap broke, and excuse my moving the camera, but where the tap broke off, I didn't get but 2 screws in it. But that's how it looks set up in the mill. Basically, it's just on a collet, and you can see it's using corners off my other CNMG inserts. So I'm well pleased with the outcome of this. It was a good build, cute thing to do. I bought the tool holder on purpose to do this after my friend Tom had mentioned, brought me the other facing tool. I thought to myself a left hand would be really good. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed what we did here in the shop. I'm going to use a disclaimer. This is my method in my shop, what I deem to be the best method. But now, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And the comments who will give me, will be answered, and sometimes give me ideas how to be better at what we're doing and making videos. So, again, I'm going to thank you for subscribing, or thank you for viewing. If you're not a subscriber, please do, and join the people who are giving me some subscriptions to try to get to these magic numbers to grow the channel. I'm going to do videos where I ever get monetized or not, because I do the videos because I love them. But I would like to get a little chance of getting a little bit of revenue off the ads that you're forced to watch when you come to these channels on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, tell your friends, anybody that's interested, spread the word. And we'll see you in the next video that we're making something new and having fun in the shop. So enjoy.